Good evening, SFL Nation. Saturday Night Football here just right around the corner from Fort Sumter here in Charleston, South Carolina at Robert Smalls Memorial Stadium for tonight's game. It is the Corbin Cup, ladies and gentlemen, one of the biggest rivalries in the SFL as the Charleston Predators will host the Carolina Skyhawks. Good evening, everyone. Chad Rowland, your play-by-play commentator, back with you again one more time as in the booth with me tonight is none other than Cameron Duty. Cameron, good evening. How are you doing, my man?
Hey, Chad. Good to be with you, my friend. I'm excited. First time getting to call the Corbin Cup for myself. So excited to be doing it with you.
And I always love to be able to call a rivalry game, and this is probably one of the first ones I've gotten to call, so I'm really excited about tonight. Cameron, in your mind, what is the big matchup that we got to look out for in this game?
In my mind, I think we got to look at this Carolina offense. I think we need to see them have an explosive game. Matt South, quarterback number 10 right there, needs to have a big game, really spread the ball around. He's got great wide receivers, Harish Prasad, Riley Quintero. Spread that ball around, make the Charleston defense thin, and see what you can do with that all-time veteran halfback Ike McBride. I think that's going to be a key for them. Charleston defense has to step up and get pressure on Carolina. That's going to be one in the trenches today, Chad.
And we are underway here for the Corbin Cup, and it looks like Carolina will be getting the ball first, and that is going to bring out the 9-season veteran, his fifth season with the Carolina Skyhawks, quarterback number 10, Matt South.
Like we said, expecting a big game from him, Chad. He's got to be very, very efficient here. Don't turn the ball over, and I think that that's going to be a key point to keep an eye on today.
First and 10, single back formation here for Carolina to start things off. Let's see if they go with the pass or the run to set the tone. It is going to be the run, and it's going to be stopped by that front four defense there led by Thomas. And let's take a look at the Carolina offense. Matt South at quarterback, Ike McBride in a halfback, along with Hattori Hanzo at fullback. Chase Earl, Riley Quintero, and Harish Prasad are your wide receivers. Vince DeSantis and the X Factor, Xavier Solomon at tight end. Kate Palmer, Ricky Rigatoni, and Chris Cross are the offensive linemen, and we're already seeing some laundry on the field early, Cameron.
Oh, yeah. Looks like we're going to get a little interference there, and probably rightfully so. Going to give them a fresh set of downs. And talking about this Charleston defense, we know they're prone to let offenses put up big numbers against them. As we take a look at this replay, yeah, you can't do that. And right now, this defense is allowing 34.7 points against them. They got to clean up mistakes like that. You got to stop them. You can't let drives continue. So they really got to buckle down here. They're going to have to play their best game in this Corbin Cup.
Yeah, and as you alluded to, almost 35 points a game, 23rd in the SFL in defensive scoring. First and 10 here once again after the penalty. It's going to be a handoff to McBride, and Geno McFly leading the way there with the tackle. And let's take a look at this Charleston defense. Thomas Matthews and Anthony Robertson, the 14th overall selection at the ends, along with John Lilly and Robert Cherry as your defensive tackles. Jack Brown, Mojo Tana, Geno McFly, and Khalil Thomas are the linebackers, and we'll get to the rest of the defense after this play. Matt South drops back, tipped away by the defender, and that's going to set up third down as we get to the corners. Mark Martin, J.W. Hartshorn, and Corey Minner coming back in the corner. Matt Ryan, Sam Blotner are your free safeties. John Stamango and Guy Incognito, the 59th overall selection in this past draft as the backup strong safety. As we get a very interesting 3rd and 10 early test here for Carolina's offense, as they do have 4 wide. They are going to send a man in motion as you see the Charleston defense shifting, sending Matt Ryan over to the other side. As South is going to drop back, the pressure kind of getting to him a little bit. He's going to be flushed out of the pocket. He's going to throw, and there's going to be a catch right there, past the 50 to the 40, and that was a beautiful catch there by Chase Earl.
Yeah, a beautiful catch indeed, and let's give a call to Matt South there. Obviously, continuing to keep his eyes downfield, and how about that offensive line? Now, Charleston chose to only rush 3 right there. That certainly helped. That offensive line didn't have to worry about anybody trying to come in on the blitz. Instead, they tried to drop back in coverage. But still, Matt South, by extending that play, found his man, and they got a brand new set of downs.
And they get into Charleston territory. 5 wide set. You see the bunch at the top of the screen. 1st and 10 as Matt South with an empty backfield. Looking back to offensive line. Holding well. Throws down deep down the middle. And that's a mistake right there. That's going to be an interception as he breaks the tackle. John Stamango getting out to the 35-yard line. And Charleston getting the first crack at it with the turnover.
Yeah, John Stamango right there in his 6th season, all seasons right here with Charleston, and a fantastic job. Watch him drop back into coverage, and there he bid on that one, jumped right in front of the wayward pass, and a great job right there. Kind of a risky throw a little bit there by Matt South. He took a shot there downfield, and this is what we talked about. One of the game points for Charleston, come up with turnovers. They haven't been a very turnover-efficient team. I think they've only got 2 interceptions on the year. This was a big-time play for them early in this game.
And that is going to bring out John Lakeman, the 2-season veteran, spent last season in Queen City. That's going to be a handoff for the first time up the middle to the 40-yard line. And that is Sarah Storm, a season 19 All-Star. Let's take a look at this offense. John Lakeman at quarterback. Sarah Storm and Nick Hoagland are your running backs, along with Terrell Sutherland as the fullback. Honus Adobe, Davius Reed, Benjamin Warner, and Ricky Spider, the 32nd overall selection. And at wide receiver, 3 tight ends in this. Lion Trees, Romeo June, and Brian Murphy are the tight ends. That's going to be another handoff to Storm. Once again, he spins out and breaks the tackle, gets the first down and more. And let's go through the offensive line here of Charleston real quick. DeBrickashaw Mullinex and a tackle along with LaMarcus Jamarcus, the 4th junior, undrafted rookie, and the James brothers, Leroy and Finley James, as well as St. Nebuchadnezzar there on the offensive line. 1st and 10, twin set down at the bottom. Carolina maybe looking to try to bring some pressure. They're going to hand this off to Hoagland for his first run of the night, but it's going to go for negative yardage.
Yeah, nice job. A little bit of pressure right there up front by the big man for Carolina. Kind of stopped that one in its tracks. Now, another interesting thing to look at, even though they come in here with a losing record, Charleston has a pretty good efficient offense. Matter of fact, 3rd most efficient in passing yards per game with an average of 417 yards a game. Expect them to utilize that here.
Both sides of the passing offense are going to have to be big tonight for one of these teams to win. Lakeman drops back. Good protection. Tipped away by the defender. That's going to be incomplete, and that's going to set up 3rd and long. That was Trevon Prasad.
Yeah, that was a great job right there, Prasad. He literally read that one like a book. Really nice job, and if maybe he'd had a chance to get in there a couple of milliseconds earlier, he would have had an interception, but a great job swatting that one down, and now Charleston is in a 3rd and long situation here.
3rd and long, 4 wide set here for the Predators. As let's see what Lakeman's able to cook up. He's going to drop back. He's going to check it down to the running back of Sarah Storm, and that's going to go out of bounds at midfield, and that's going to set up 4th down.
Yeah, really a nice job of Carolina. They're locking everything down, being able to really kind of secure the perimeter, if you will. There wasn't a lot downfield, so Charleston really just kind of had to drop it off there and hope to come up with something. 4 yards was all they could manage on that one.
If you're new to the Simulation Football League, welcome. The SFL is football for everyone. Get off the sideline and start your player today by joining our Discord server at simulationfl.net. Click the Join the Community button and begin your career or just meet the stars of the SFL on and off the field. It is never too late to get involved. Carolina coming back out on offense after throwing that pick down towards the red zone here, Cameron.
Yeah, that's right. So now, if you're Matt South, you just want to shake it off, put the past in the past, and come back out and be the general that you are and lead this team down the field and get the first points of the day.
Offset eye here, spread formation for the Skyhawks. It looks like South is going to change the play at the line of scrimmage. So let's see if maybe this is a running opportunity here for Ike McBride as he sends Hanzo to the end of the offensive line there to add some protection. It is indeed a run to Ike McBride. And once again, Charleston's defense getting the first hit on every run that Ike McBride has done so far.
This is great. You could not ask any more out of this defense. We mentioned that. We talked about the kind of game they need to put up. And right now, they really rose to the occasion.
And it's going to be 2nd and 10 here. Twin set at the top of the screen. Let's see if maybe they try to sprinkle in with some Hanzo runs. And pressure coming up the middle. And Ike McBride goes straight up the middle. Gets lost in the mix there behind the offensive lineman. Was not able to get around and just get a couple yards.
Yeah, and again, another good job right there of Charleston coming in and really just good reads right now, good pressure up front, and they know at the moment where each and every play is going.
Another third down here for Carolina once again. Bunch set at the top of the screen. Lone wide receiver down at the bottom. As South drops back, the pressure getting to him, and he's going to throw it up the middle. That's going to be a nice catch there. And that is Riley Quintero with the catch, and that's a first down.
And that's a name that we mentioned on the pregame of Quintero here coming in. And we know that this guy's very disruptive. And you see what he does right there. Kind of threads the needle between the two defenders there, running a great route. They left him just enough cushion over the middle of the field there to really Matt South to deliver a great pass. Great job right there. And that's 2 times we've already seen in this game that he can really light it up and come up with a big completion when they need to.
Yeah, but we talked about it before the game, Cameron. The passing offense has to be efficient tonight for Carolina, as Zach McBride's going to get a gain of 5.
Yeah, you're exactly right. That is a must-see highlight of this game. And right now, you know, they've got the interception that was very unfortunate, but really no harm, no foul. Charleston wasn't able to capitalize off of that. That's going to make you feel a lot better about what you got to do going forward.
Split back formation here. Carolina in years past was very good using the split back formation. There's a toss at the outside of McBride, as she is just going to be just short of the first down, and that's going to set up a 3rd and 2.
Yeah, she's down, but not without a fight. Great effort, great hustle right there. Really turned nothing into something, and that goes a long way on a second down because all of a sudden now this third down really opens up the playbook.
As it is going to be 3rd and 2 here, split back formation once again for the Skyhawks. It's going to be a handoff to McBride up the middle, and Charleston's defense shows up. What a hit there by the linebacker.
Oh my goodness, what a hit indeed. Now that is the stuff that you talk about right there. That's Jack Brown. Jack Brown is one of those guys we expect him to have a big game, obviously a previous All-Star, and this guy knows how to get it done. Big time play.
A 5-time All-Star, a future Hall of Famer in Jack Brown, as that's going to be punted away, as that's a very short punt and a friendly bounce indeed there for Carolina. They're going to down it there on the 15. As that is going to bring out this Charleston offense here once again. And I'll tell you what, I mean, the defense so far of Charleston has looked pretty good when it comes to stopping the run.
They really have. You got to give credit to this defensive coordinating crew right here, calling up a great game plan. Obviously, studying the game film from Carolina, and right now Carolina not able to make any adjustments yet, and Charleston really fighting, staying in there.
1st and 10 on the 15. He's going to send Sutherland out a little bit here to make it an offset eye. As that is going to be a handoff to Nick Hoagland. Let's see if he's going to find some room. But Carolina's defense making some hits this time as they only get a gain of 1.
Yeah, I really love this. This is turning into a good old-fashioned smash mouth defensive brawl. Now, it could change as we go on, but in this first quarter here, a lot of heavy hitting, and the defense is making the big plays.
2nd and 9, 3 wide set here out of the eye. As Lakeman's going to drop back, he's going to check it down to Sarah Storm. A nice little spin move, but nice tackle there by Tristan Hatley, a seasoned veteran in this league with a nice tackle.
Absolutely, a great job right there. And once again, we've saw this happen a couple times already in today's game. There's nothing downfield, and Lakeman simply has to just check it down to Storm.
3rd and 7, single back quads once again here for the Predators. Looks like Carolina may be trying to bring the blitz for disguise as one, and Sarah Storm's going to get the check down once again. Nice little juke move to get that first down. Sarah Storm showing off the moves right there, getting that ball, was able to turn to look upfield and make a nice juke move and get that first down. Let's watch that again there, Cameron.
Yeah, that was so impressive. You and I both kind of sat up in our chair when we saw that move. I love we get a replay of this. Take a look at this. That's pretty right there. Just enough to stun the defender there. And a great job making, again, as we said, making something out of nothing, because it looked like they were going to have to go to another check down, and Saren Storm just took it into his own hands.
Tristan Hatley, an 11-season veteran in this league, looked like a rookie on that play, trying to get that tackle. As it's going to be a 1st and 10 here. The pressure coming to the outside as Lakeman's going to throw it, overthrows his receiver. That's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, unfortunately, because it looked like he had his man wide open there. It looked like it was going to be Brian Murphy, if I'm not mistaken. He certainly had a step on the defender there. It looks like Lakeman just kind of sailed that one a little too high, but back to the drawing board, and I'm sure they'll get an opportunity to try that one again.
Yep, they're trying to get an opportunity here, and we'll see what they can do here. 2nd and 10, offset I, as Lakeman drops back. He's got time. He's going to find his target. That's going to be the fullback, Terrell Sutherland, with his first target and first catch of the night.
Yeah, a nice job. And what we've talked about, interestingly enough, with Carolina, Charleston now coming out and really spreading the ball around. We have already saw Saren Storm in the game. We're now seeing Terrell Sutherland getting in on the action, and it's working really well because they're just chipping away at things. You know, they haven't really pulled out the big play yet, but it's working, chipping and getting away underneath with what the defense gives them.
Offset I again here for the Predators. Lakeman drops back. He's going to look and tipped away. Had an opportunity maybe to make that catch, but it falls to the turf incomplete. And Cameron, in talking with head coach Jacob Clear of the Charleston Predators earlier, he talked about Saren Storm being a potential breakout player tonight and that the halfbacks could get some major looks, and we're seeing it so far.
Yeah, we definitely are. You can tell that they want that to be part of their game plan tonight. And for the moment, Carolina hasn't really been able to do anything to stop it.
2nd and 10 here, 2 wide receiver set. As Lakeman, short drop, he's going to flush himself out of the pocket, looking and overthrows his receiver once again. That's another incompletion. It might have been intended for Terrell Sutherland.
Yeah, it looks like it was. Looked like he was trying to go back to Sutherland there, and just not on the mark with that. And I tell you, we got to give a little credit to that Carolina defense because they were starting to put a little bit of pressure on Lakeman there, and he had to deliver that pass earlier than he intended.
This is their favorite 3rd down formation, this 4 wide receiver set with the single back formation. 3rd and 10 as Lakeman drops back. Pressure get to him. He's got to check it down to Storm, and he makes another juke move and a first down and more. Sarah Storm talking about potential breakout. He is breaking out all over the place, making ankles broke.
He's breaking out. Ankles are breaking. Everybody's going to have to get acne cream because of all the breakouts they're having on the field tonight. I'm telling you something. This has been fun to watch. In all seriousness, man, Saren Storm is having a day, and it's a lot of fun watching and seeing really just how he's kind of threading through this defense. Again, another great conversion there.
And Lakeman dropping back once again. The pressure getting to him. And what a quick throw right there by Charleston. Nice throw. Nice catch there. That's Benjamin Warner with his first catch.
Now, Benjamin Warner, a nice job. And that is one of the things that happens right here. Okay, so you get Storm involved. You've seen Sutherland involved in the short game. All of a sudden, the defense starts expecting you to go that route, and then you hit them with a little deeper pass. And right there, that was a great job of Warner, just literally coming off of the route. I mean, just a step ahead of the defender. Great job.
1st and 10. As Lakeman's going to drop back. He's looking, fires over into the end zone. That is caught. That's going to be a touchdown. That's Brian Murphy.
Oh, that was impressive. A really nice drive. I mean, like we said, there was a couple times we thought, okay, their back's against the wall here. We don't know if they're going to be able to convert. They haven't been able to yet. They come out with big-time plays. We've already talked about Saren Storm and what he was able to do to keep the drives alive. And then, again, take a look at that read right there by Murphy. A nice job. I don't think they were expecting them to go deep. And I think that's a byproduct of the game plan that they had. Like we said, using the halfback and fullback early on, that's opened up the passing game. Charleston's looking good tonight.
Yeah, Charleston getting that first touchdown here as they're going to be kickers up, and it is good. So Charleston getting the opportunity here. They're going to take advantage of it and get the first 7 points of the night.
Exciting right there. I mean, it really is. Charleston at the moment is doing all that they need to do, even to the point they were able to strike first. And let's remember, Charleston's defense has not been historically great this season. I think them getting out front early, that's a big plus for them. That may help this defense even continue to play harder. It's going to be really exciting here to see what they decide to come out with, because now all of a sudden you have this offense south maybe a little bit rattled. All of a sudden you've got Charleston out ahead, and this offense really hasn't been able to move the ball as effectively as they would have liked. So we've got a handoff here to McBride, making a couple people miss. And a really nice job on the carry. He'll get about 7 yards on that one. Nice job of the Predators. They're stopping them from advancing any further, but that'll certainly make this second down a lot more manageable.
All right, that is 2nd and 3 here. Split back formation set. As there's going to be a handoff here to McBride, getting caught up behind the line once again. And that is going to be 3rd and 2 here for the Skyhawks.
Yeah, that was a really nice stop right there, Chad. I mean, I really enjoyed seeing them come out on first with a really nice run, but Charleston, again, responding and being able to just come in and really swoop in and thwart them on that second down play brings up a 3rd down already, pretty important early in this game.
3rd and 2 opportunity here, as that's going to be a handoff to McBride, and the defense once again shutting this run game down when it comes to short yardage, and Charleston's going to get the ball back.
This is so impressive. It really is. And this brings us to the end of the first, obviously, but Carolina's going to be scratching their head a little bit, Chad.
Yeah, and that's going to do it here for the first quarter. Charleston up 7-0 here in the Corbin Cup. We're back on SFL on YouTube. And we are back here on SFL on YouTube. Chad Rowland, Cameron Duty in the booth tonight. Joshua Durr and Ike McBride in the stats truck. Thank you once again for all the hard work. Cameron Irvine producing the game for us, as Charleston's going to get an opportunity here to extend this lead here at home. As that is going to be taken past the 30 up to about the 35. And want to go through this Carolina defense here real quickly. Christopher Colon and Levant Irvine are the defensive ends. Steven Forbes and Phil Hall are your defensive tackles. Danny Stinson, Mojo McLean, and Shervon Prasad are the linebackers. Tristan Hatley, Skippy Curtis, and Davidson Joseph are your corners. Monty Wyatt, Chris Delroe, E. Bari Alman Eaglin are your safeties here for this Carolina defense. And in that secondary, Cameron's going to have to do some work against this Charleston passing game.
Oh, yeah, they definitely are. That's because at the moment they really haven't been able to stop them at all.
And as we 1st and 10 here on the 37, Charleston with good field position, as Lakeman's going to drop back, looking over the middle, and that is tipped away. That was Tristan Hatley right there on the deflection. Good play there by the veteran.
Yeah, great job by Hatley. Almost had the interception on that. That's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to really start disturbing this Charleston offense that, with Lakeman at the helm, is continuing to look ever more comfortable as this game continues to progress. They're really starting to find their stride.
2nd and 10. I formation set here, as they are going to send a man in motion, and that is Honus Adobe going in motion. As Lakeman drops back, he's going to look and finds his receiver, and that's going to be a 1st down and more. That is Benjamin Warner with another catch.
Yeah, another beautiful throw right there by Jonathan Lakeman, and Benjamin Warner making his presence known early in this game. Take a look at this. Again, great coverage right there. Great job, great protection, I should say, by the offensive line that really allowed Lakeman to step up there and throw a dart to Benjamin Warner. And, of course, the big guy, 6'2", 205, he really had that matchup beat on the outside there. A nice reception.
1st and 10. As you're going to see twin set here, that's going to be a handoff to Nick Hoagland. It's going to be up the middle. He breaks a tackle or two and gets up about an 8-yard gain there. Good hard run there by Nick Hoagland.
Yeah, a really nice job. And again, continuing to spread the ball around. Now we have seen both halfbacks in Saren Storm and Nick Hoagland getting involved. And Terrell Sutherland as well. We saw him involved in the passing game. And that's what it's going to take. And I think it's really promising to see a team that continues to build, such as Charleston, really get everybody involved. And they're doing a nice job, and they're seeing a lot of growth out of it.
As it's going to be 2nd and 2, and that's going to be a pitch to the outside to Saren Storm, as it's going to be just stopped just short of the 1st down, and that's going to mark a 3rd and 1.
Again, a big-time stop right here. Now, Carolina has to know what's at stake. 3rd and 1, the way they've been able to move this ball, it's going to be tough to stop them. I certainly believe that they can, and they really need to in order to keep from falling behind right here.
And 3rd and 1, this is a big opportunity here, as that's going to be a pitch to the outside to Hoagland. He gets the first down, and Carolina's defense stopping the pain there as Hoagland gets the first down.
Yeah, not a really bad job at all by Carolina. At least they had pressure in the backfield. Great awareness by Hoagland to kind of just hurdle over that defender there and get just enough to keep this drive alive.
And Lakeman's going to drop back, and he's going to look down the field, and that's going to be Warner there once again. He's been a big target tonight here for Lakeman inside the 5.
Warner has been a big target, and right now he is taking cornerback Davidson Joseph to school. And that's something that you don't see a lot from the 8-year man such as Joseph right there. But Warner right now having his way, physical off the line, and really just being able to get ahead of Joseph at the moment and coming up with some big-time receptions. That's something they may need to look at, maybe even double covering Warner if this continues.
1st and goal here from the 3-yard line. As heavy I formation set here, Lakeman's going to drop back. He's going to look in the back corner of the end zone, and that's Murphy once again. That's his 2nd touchdown of the night.
Oh, my goodness. Well, what can you say? This couldn't have went any better for this team right now. I mean, you couldn't have picked a better play, really, or a better game thus far for them. This playbook has worked so well for them, and a good job right there. Another good read by Lakeman. And again, you know, the way that they have been able to effectively get this ball in everybody's hand has really made it confusing for this Carolina defense.
And Charleston, good snap, good hold. The kick is up and good. So early in this Corbin Cup, the home team looking pretty good so far as they are extending their lead 14-0. And if you're liking this game so far, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The SFL produces over 400 events a year. There is no one else that gives you more football. Don't miss a minute of the SFL or SFL in action and help the channel grow through your support, as everybody needs to be smashing that like button as you get past the 25 down to the 30 up to about the 31. And we're going to head off to the SFL studios for the first time tonight for a game break. Cam, take it away.
Thank you, Chad. Mexico City's done being bad. Jordan Sipe on the opening drive goes 7 for 8, hits 4 different receivers, and Terrell Cooper there for the touchdown. But then Deuce Fennec got a kick return touchdown on the ensuing drive. 7-7 late in the first, and we still haven't seen the Alamo City offense because Mexico City is driving again. Back to you in the Corbin Cup.
All right, a crazy game on the other game there down in the South Division. Always interesting to watch those South Division games, and we got a good one here in the Corbin Cup so far. 1st and 10, Carolina needing to answer here early in the 2nd quarter. South going to drop back. The pressure getting to him from the outside. He's going to look deep. That is going to be tipped away, incomplete.
Martin coming in with a great deflection right there. Almost had the interception. South looks a little bit rattled in this game thus far. Obviously not able to get really comfortable and deliver some of the strikes that he is so accustomed to. But that's credit to this Charleston defense that really has been able to do a great job of locking down, not giving anybody any opportunity to make a play.
2nd and 10, single back formation set. That's going to be a handoff to McBride. She gets up the middle and gets about a 3-yard gain on the run.
And there we go. There we go. So you got Charleston right here. Defense trying to come up and make a stand once again, bringing up 3rd down. This is crucial for Carolina. Obviously, you're down 2 scores right now. You've yet to figure out a way to stop the Charleston offense. You want to keep your team out here on the field desperately.
5 wide bunch set here. South drops back. Pocket going to collapse, and that's going to be tipped away. That was incomplete. Looked like it might have been in the hands of Harish Prasad, but he did not come down with it.
He didn't come down with it, and the reason being was because it was some absolutely great defensive coverage right there. Sam Blotner coming in and literally blotting all efforts of Prasad to come down with that. And again, 4th down here, and boy, at what point do you start to panic a little bit for Carolina?
Yeah, this is interesting there. Like we said, I mean, the passing defense of this Charleston team has been really good this season, as it's going to be taken from just inside the 25-yard line, gets about 4 yards on that. And that's going to be an opportunity here for Charleston Cameron, to really blow this game wide open.
You're exactly right, Chad. That certainly seems to be the way that this game is trending. Now, here we go. We've got 6 minutes. 6 minutes 51 seconds left in this half. If they can go down and get a touchdown, heck, even a field goal, and make this a three-score game, that'll really be saying something.
1st and 10, ball on the 29-yard line, split back spread formation, roll out pass from Lakeman, and I thought really he was going to go to Adobe, but it did not, as it's going to be 2nd down.
I was thinking the same thing as you. I thought he had Adobe out there in the open to try to give him a shot. Nevertheless, back to the drawing board here on 2nd down. But again, right now, this emphasis on this drive is very crucial because, as we said, any points, if they can come away with it, all of a sudden this becomes a 3-score game heading into halftime.
2nd and 10, as Lakeman's going to drop back, and he's going to get it to the outside of Nick Hoagland. He's got some room to run, breaks a tackle, and he's got some even more room to run down to the 30. Nice little spin move to the 40, down to the 35. Big play there by the former fullback, Nick Hoagland.
I believe we referred to him as Hollywood Hoagland there a couple of weeks ago, and you can see why. That right there is a prime-time move. A nice job again with setting up the screen, and watch, he would not be denied. Dragging defenders all the way down the field, and a really nice job. And Carolina still trying to scratch their heads on how to stop this offense.
High formation twin set here, 1st and 10, as Lakeman's short drop. He's going to look for that screen, and it's going to be out to Saren Storm. This time, no juke move for Storm there, and good tackle there by the defense.
Yeah, nice job. And if you're the defense, you're talking to each other, and you're just trying to say, hey, listen, let's lock this thing down. We're certainly not out of this at all. But right now, we really need to rise up and make a big-time stop and really give our offense a spark as well.
2nd and 10, split back formation here for the Predators, as they are driving down once again. Designed rollout play, as he's going to look to the outside for Warner. Has been his favorite target tonight, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, just off the hands right there. And that happens. Not every one of them can be a completion. You're going to have that. And a great job tonight by Warner. Expect him to continue to go back to him. Even at that, he was still pretty well open right there. They haven't been able to lock down on coverage for him yet.
And the 3rd and 10 here, 4 wide set. Once again, single back formation. Saren Storm in the backfield. As Lakeman deep drop back, and the pressure getting to him. He's going to have to hit that check down. But Carolina's defense was right there to stop it. And that's going to settle a 4th down.
Yeah, they thwarted that one. And that was the stop that they were needing, quite simply. They had we talked about that, how they need to come up and really rise up and make a stand here. And they did. And not a lot of time came off the clock either. So Carolina has plenty of time when they get this ball back. Should be able to really, if they want to, do a methodical drive here.
Yeah, this is a drive I feel like definitely Carolina needs to get the offense moving and get some points on the board, right? You don't want to go into the second half with no score at all, as it looks like Prasad is going to catch that on the 20 and not get very far at all, as that's going to bring back Matt South in this offense once again, Cameron.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Chad. This right here is the drive of the half for Carolina. It's it's kind of the silver lining in what's been a dark cloud so far in this game. The fact that the defense came up with that stop that you were begging them for, now you got to go capitalize.
Yeah, let's see what they do here, if they get aggressive or not. 1st and 10 from the 20, as that's going to be a handoff to Hattori Hanzo. That's his first run of the night. He gets caught up, and that's going to be a gain of 3.
Yeah, not a whole lot going right there, but again, a nice job to get some positive yardage, and that will help in 2nd down here. Again, with the time that you have on the clock, no need to get hurried or antsy here. Just stick with your game plan.
2nd and 7. 1 wide receiver at the top of the screen in a single back set, as that's going to be a toss to the outside to McBride. Bowls over that defender. Man, what a truck there by Ike McBride, but she gets a gain of a couple on that.
A truck stick for sure. McBride just about broke that one open if it hadn't have been for Jack Brown coming in after the truck stick.
3rd and 7, bunch formation at the top of the screen, as Matt South's going to drop back. O-line holding well and finds the dependable Harish Prasad down the middle of the 1st down.
plays like that will settle Matt South down. He is a seasoned veteran, obviously, so he doesn't need a whole lot of pep or cheerleading there for him. But those things right there, reliable receivers, Chase Earl, Quintero, Harish Prasad, doing a really nice job of making a big reception there. That'll restore a little bit of that confidence that he's been lacking in this first half.
Yep, one veteran going to another. Harish, 11 seasons in the SFL, all in Carolina. As it's going to be 1st and 10 as Quintero is in motion. As South, short drop, looking for the quick throw, and goes to Quintero, but that's going to be incomplete. Might have been deflected there by the defender.
Looked like it was. It really didn't seem like that play had a lot of time to develop. A really nice play, though. It looked like a nice play design. I'll put it to you that way, right there at the stick. Could have been a completion, and nevertheless, though, it is 2nd down.
2nd and 10, split back formation once again. As he's going to change the play at the line. Let's see if it's something that goes to the advantage of Carolina. As he's going to drop back. The pressure gets to him, and it is going to go down with a sack. Charleston bringing the heat at the right time. Nice sack there by the defender.
Thomas Matthews. How about that? Take a look at this right here. This is great. He actually stunned him because I don't think South had any idea he was coming around the edge like he was. I mean, there was no hurry to even try to get out of the pocket or get rid of the ball. Before you knew it, South is on his butt, and it's a 3rd and long.
3rd and 14, not the ideal situation here for Matt South, but he is going to drop back. He's going to fire down the middle, tipped away by the linebacker. That was Gino McFly on the deflection, and that's going to be 4th down.
Well, that's a great job by Gino right there. Just knowing that, yeah, an interception is great, but a tip like that, rather, is critical. It stops the drive, and that one falls harmlessly to the ground. And that Carolina drive, which started to look very promising, again, ending in another punt formation.
Yeah, we talked about Carolina needing to get something going on that drive. They did not. And so now this can be punted very deep from about the 17-yard line, and that's a way you flip the field if you're the Carolina punter. Great punt there.
Yeah, a really nice job on the punt. That was very impressive. And I got to say, now what that does, you do have the ball if you're Charleston. Still plenty of time on the clock. Unfortunately, though, if you're Carolina, you're going to have to ask that defense to come up with another stop. And at what point do you begin to say this defense is going to get gassed, really tired, because their offense has not had any sustained drives on it?
And there's a pitch to the outside. That is actually Davius Reed who lined up back there. And look at this little trickery here for the Predators offense. Nice formation call there by head coach Jacob Clear.
Yeah, Jacob Clear did a fantastic job on that play call. Take a look at that. And again, a great job of great footwork there, kind of cutting towards the sideline and sprinting back down the field, getting a couple extra yards there. Well, I tell you what, they really are doing everything perfect this first half. You couldn't have drawn it up any better.
And what a run there, Davius Reed, showing off the skills. He does have 5 carries for 61 yards coming into this game tonight, and that's going to be out to Brian Murphy, who's been very dependable in the red zone, but that's going to fall incomplete.
Yeah, that right there was a big-time stop by Monty Wyatt. First time I believe we got to call his name tonight, and a good time for this Carolina defense because, like you said, he has been very, very active in the red zone tonight, just not able to bring it in there.
2nd and 10, maybe the pressure coming to the outside here from Carolina. They are going to drop that linebacker back, and that was going to be floated up over an opportunity there. Benjamin Warner was open, but nice play there by Davidson Joseph to deflect the pass.
Warner had it. I mean, if he had that, he was going to take that to the house for 6. They had the right read, and they had the right route there. Now, Davidson Joseph did a really nice job. No doubt that his heartbeats went up a little bit. He knew if he didn't get to that one, it was going to be treacherous.
3rd and 10, 4 wide set as Carolina's going to bring the heat. They're going to check that down to center storm. He spins out of it. That's a 1st down. And when you thought that he was going to be tackled in the backfield there, Cameron, he makes another play and gets a 1st down.
Continuing to break ankles and leave defenders in his wake. That right there, though, was just all muscle. Great physicality by Saren Storm. Take a look at this right there. Man, oh man, that's fun. You love watching stuff like that as a football fan. If you're a Carolina fan, obviously not so much, but you have to appreciate what Sarah Storm has been able to do in this game thus far.
I mean, in those third down situations that you're seeing, Cameron, I mean, they're doing a great job getting pressure to Lakeman. He's just able to check it down as Sarah Storm is making hella plays out there. As Lakeman's going to get it to his tight end once again, that's going to be a gain of 4.
You're exactly right. I mean, you're having a good day when you can go to your check downs and get 10 plus yards. I mean, it really doesn't get any better than that. Take a look at that. He's passed left, as you can see, the majority of the time today. And why is that? He's just dumped it off on those little screen routes. It's almost worked every time.
And people have to remember Sarah Storm, a former wide receiver back in his day before he became a running back here in Charleston. And we are going to hit the 2-minute warning here as Charleston has been just dominant here in this first half, 14-0. We'll be right back here on SFL on YouTube. And we are back here in Charleston, South Carolina. Robert Smalls Memorial Stadium is the place. Chad Rowland, camera duty in the booth tonight. As Josh Durr and Ike McBride in the stats truck. Thank you for all the hard work you guys are doing tonight. As Cameron Irvine produces the game, and that time Sarah Storm goes nowhere. As Tristan Hatley leading a gang tackle there.
Yeah, a nice job by Hatley there. Hatley 6 foot, 206 pounds, and 11 seasons here in the SFL, and that was a big play. That sets up an important third down because as good as this drive was going, all of a sudden it could be stopped right here with the right defensive call.
Let's see. Carolina looks like they may try to bring the heat. Let's see if they do. They've been getting success to Lakeman, but he's been getting the ball out before they can get to him. Let's see if they can this time. Lakeman drops back. Deep drop. He does get the pressure. He gets it out, and there's a flag on the play. Let's see what it is.
Oh, yeah, this could be interesting.
A face mask. Wow.
Oh.
Wow. And that is going to give them another third down opportunity here. This time it's 3rd and 4. A heartbreaking penalty there by the Carolina defense.
Yeah, I got Skippy Curtis on the face mask right there. And I tell you what, if that don't leave an empty feeling in the pit of your stomach for Carolina, because they had the right defense to stop that play, all of a sudden it's a brand new clean slate for Charleston.
And undisciplined there by the game. Look at this. Carolina gets to him finally. They've been bringing pressure all drive long, and they finally get a sack on John Lakeman.
Oh, Danny Stinson. Where have you been all night, my friend? No, that right there was a great play. And I see a little bit of aggression out of Danny Stinson there. A little bit frustrated. They made the stop. They still end up with the first down due to the penalty. He's ready to take a little aggression, a little physicality out.
And let's see what they do here. This may be a 4th down situation as Sarah Storm is going to be just short, and it is indeed, as Carolina stands them up. That's a big-time play there for the defense.
Oh, that is a big-time play, absolutely there. I mean, take a look at this right here, a nice little screen. It's worked all night for him, right? No, instead right there, Carolina locks that one down.
Very interesting play call there, especially on 4th down, especially when you're up. So very interesting play call there by head coach Jacob Clear. Maybe this is a rivalry game and wanting to, quote-unquote, step on the throat of the Carolina Skyhawks. But let's see if they make them pay, as that's going to be tipped away, incomplete. I believe that was Stamengo with the deflection.
A really good job of Stamengo coming in with the deflection there, just as you said. You know, to decide to go for it on 4th down, you got to be aggressive. You got to keep your foot on the gas. I don't know that I necessarily agree with that play, but right now they feel so good with their defense at the moment. They think that they could stop anything.
First time we've seen Carolina in the gun tonight. As South is going to drop back and looks and finds his target. And that is this tight end, Vince DeSantis, there with the catch. That's his first catch of the night. That's a first down.
Yeah, his first catch of the night, and a really good job right there. Again, starting at tempo. They've got enough time on the clock here. They could go down and maybe get some points in before this half ends. Critical drive right here for Carolina.
Out of the gun once again, 3 wide set. You're going to send Ike McBride in motion to go into the slot. As I'm liking this play calling right now here by Carolina. Quick throw, and that is to the tight end, DeSantis. I mean, as soon as he caught that snap, he just threw it right to DeSantis. And they're going to burn another timeout here. That's their second one.
Yeah, I'm actually a little bit surprised that in that formation they decided to dump it off in the middle of the field, because that does indeed cause them to have to burn a timeout. But at the same time, if you can get any kind of positive yardage right here, it's certainly beneficial.
And we're going to send a tight end in motion here, as that is going to be Xavier Solomon, who hasn't had a single target tonight. 5 on the play clock to go here for Carolina. Matt South drops back. Offensive line holding. What a play. What a catch there. That's the tight end, DeSantis, once again. And Carolina's going to burn their final timeout.
And that was a much-needed reception. DeSantis now kind of coming in as the unsung hero for Carolina at the end of this half. I think maybe we kind of expected a big play to come from Quintero or Prasad. Not that it can't, but boy, I tell you what, DeSantis has come through in a big way for this drive.
They may be just outside of field goal range here. They are going to send DeSantis in motion to the other side of the line, as Carolina, Matt South, short drop, looking over the middle, and that was at DeSantis, but it was tipped away. It looked like that was a bang-bang play. That's it, complete second down.
A big hit that Geno McFly laid on DeSantis, too. I think he was sick of seeing that route start to work for Carolina, so he said, no more of that.
And then it's going to be second and 10, 53 seconds to go here in the first half. Carolina putting together a drive finally here, seeing maybe if they could get 7 points before the end of the half, as Charleston will start with the ball in the second half. As 3 wide set here. Matt South drops back. The line is holding well. He's got all day. Looking deep. And that's Riley Quintero. And Carolina's on the board.
Well, we said it. We said this was as crucial as it could possibly get in the first half for Carolina. I mean, not expecting to be down at 14 at all in this game. And boy, did they rally. And this could start something. Matt South, great confidence there. And take a look at that. Quintero just literally reaching over the top of the defender right there. It really did look like Mark Martin had a good read on that, but that was just receiver against cornerback, excuse me, and a great job of Quintero. I said we may call that name as this drive goes on. Certainly we did.
And that is going to bring out the kicker. The kick is up, and it is good. So Malone Brown hits the extra point, and 6 plays took 29 seconds, which is interesting. That's pretty quick. As Carolina scores. And I mean, they've won 4 of the last 5 games, and they've won the last 4 matchups here in the Corbin Cup. And Charleston right now trying to get an opportunity. Maybe they try to go aggressive here, or they're just going to run this clock out, you think, Cameron, and go into halftime.
Yeah, I kind of expect them to run the clock out. They may take a couple of shots, see if there's anything downfield, but right now, you don't want to do anything that would essentially turn this ball over and give Carolina a chance to even the score before halftime. And as you said, they put a 29-second drive together. They can do it in 47 seconds, so they're going to be very smart here for Charleston.
First and 10 from the 20. Put-back spread formation. Lakeman drops back to pressure. Get to him. Almost got it, and he got it again that time. And the defender brings him down. That was Levant Irvine there on the sack.
A nice job by Levant Irvine, and now Carolina beginning to pick up steam here as this first half comes to a close. That, in my opinion, that was your opportunity to look downfield. I think right now, if you're Charleston, you got to be pretty content to just try to ride this thing out and get into halftime, in my opinion.
Second and 13, 2 wide set at the bottom of the screen. As Lakeman's going to drop back. Interesting choice to be throwing the ball in this situation, as that's going to be tipped away and intended for Brian Murphy.
Yeah, you said what I was thinking. I was really surprised to see him go back to the air on that one with third down, because what does that do? That stops the clock. Yep. And like I said, I wouldn't want to leave any time on the clock for this team if they can help it.
So 3rd and 13, they go 4 wide. So every time they've been in this formation, they have passed the ball. There's only 16 seconds to go here. And they're going to check it down to Sarah Storm. And Joseph, look at the tackle there. And the clock will run down. Carolina does not have an opportunity to stop the clock. And so that will do it here for this first half as Charleston, Cameron, is up at home 14-7. It's really been all Charleston until Carolina on that last drive was able to score, Cameron. What was your impressions of the first half?
Just like you said, Chad, it's been a fun first half, obviously. This Corbin Cup has lived up to everything we'd hoped it would. Charleston's offense coming out and really making a heck of a name for themselves. I mean, coming out playing the best game, in my opinion, I think we've seen all season from them. Great cohesiveness, playing as a great unit, and it showed with 14 points on offense there, and the defense doing wonderful as well. Carolina, though, starting to creep back in this thing with that late rally there in the second quarter, at the very end of the second quarter to really narrow things up here. It's just a 7-point game. And now, if in my opinion, I think what Charleston needs to do, try to keep the foot on the gas. They've done a great job. I wouldn't change anything. I mean, if you need to make some minor adjustments there, definitely. But what's been working right now has been a great job with Saren Storm. Some great catches coming out of the backfield there on screens, and then that will allow the wide receivers to come more open as they get down the field. Now, if you're Carolina, I think that you just need more productivity out of your offense, longer sustained drives. They haven't had that yet in this game, Chad. We'll see if the tide turns or if it's par for the course here in Charleston for the second half.
It's very interesting that the leading rusher for both teams is Ike McBride with 21 yards. So the run offense of both of these teams, which has been kind of middle of the road this season for each side, not very effective. Saren Storm does have 7 catches, though, for 55 yards. So a big factor in the passing game as Charleston's going to get this ball here to start the second half with an opportunity to take a 2-score lead. As that is going to be down at the 27-yard line. So that's going to by Ricky Spider. That's going to bring out John Lakeman in this offense. And as we talked about, I mean, Benjamin Warner and Brian Murphy have been the only 2 people that have caught a pass so far besides Saren Storm in this offense. And let's see if maybe you see Davius Reed or Honus Adobe get some looks here.
Yeah, this may be the time that you begin to see them get involved. I think spreading the ball out more is going to be critical to their success.
1st and 10 on the 27. Lakeman changing the play at the line. As that is going to be a handoff right there to Nick Hoagland. He gets up the middle. He breaks a tackle and doesn't break that second one as he gets a gain of 5.
We saw Hoagland have a big play there in the first half, and it's good to see him going back to him. Now, this is a guy right here that you can't sleep on. Really, this halfback duo of Saren Storm and Nick Hoagland is something to keep an eye on.
2nd and 5, heavy I formation set as that's going to be a pitch over there to Saren Storm, and he's trying to get around the defenders, but Carolina does a great job of stopping him right there for no gain.
I'm already starting to see a little bit of adjustments that this Carolina defense has made. A little bit more aggression there, putting a couple of more defenders up on the line, a couple more people up in the box. And so far, 2 plays in anyway, it's really worked.
3rd and 5, a good test here early on in the second half. Lakeman drops back. He's going to be flushed out of the pocket. And he's going to throw it deep down the side. And overthrew it, almost intercepted. Amin England had an opportunity there with a pick and dropped it.
Yeah, way overthrew it. My goodness. England almost had that one. A good defensive stop, though, right there. And, boy, I tell you what, that's not the way you want to start the half if you're Charleston. They come out looking a tad bit sluggish there. Really, ever since they went for it on that 4th down conversion, they've been a little bit spotty, if you will, on their offensive production.
Well, we've seen what Charleston's offense came out with adjustments there as they did not get anything out of it. And let's see if the offense of Carolina made some adjustments there in the halftime as Harish Prasad, the head coach, maybe gave them a talking to in the locker room, trying to get that team motivated as he does a nice little return there himself.
Yeah, I definitely think so. Definitely some words of encouragement. I think that touchdown at the end of the second quarter, that was such a big play. It was much needed heading into the second half. That set the tone, that changed the momentum, had them feeling good about themselves as they went into the locker room. Probably got them a little more pumped up.
Oh, let's see what they do here. There's a handoff to Ike McBride in the defense of Charleston right there once again. Thomas with the great play.
That's going to be the thing. We have not really seen this Charleston defense break. You know, we've saw them bend a little bit. We did see the touchdown at the end of the second quarter, as I just mentioned. But for the most part, they have really locked things down. Will that continue on into this third quarter?
3 wide set. There's going to be a handoff to McBride as breaks the tackle for Gino McFly. She gets around the corner there and is going to get a nice little gain to set up a 3rd and short.
The nice job by McBride. Yes, she had to really stiff arm her way out of the backfield. Take a look at that right here. Looked like McFly was going to get her down, but no, instead, a nice little pickup there. And it actually took a second defender there and Khalil Thomas to push her out of bounds.
So that's going to set up 3rd and short here for Carolina's offense. They've been featuring Ike McBride on this drive. I don't blame them, as she is one of the most ferocious runners in all of the SFL. And it's going to be 3rd and 2, and there's going to be a pitch over to McBride. She's able to break that one tackle, but get the first down. I got to tell you, when you're watching that pitch, it is very scary, Cameron, because Hanzo, if you look at the replay here, Hanzo, well, they're not going to show it, but Hanzo was right in front, like in the lane of the pitch.
Yeah, I caught that as well, and it looked like it wasn't going to work out to their favor at all, but you know, kudos to McBride for just powering through and getting the first on that one.
And speaking of Hanzo, there is Hattori Hanzo burrowing his way through past midfield, and that's going to be a 1st down for Hattori Hanzo.
Speak of it, Brian. I mean, we were just talking about him, and instead he gets the run, and a nice one too. I think that caught Charleston off guard just a little bit there, so he can get that carry. And now we're starting to see some productivity. You know, you're starting to get the run game going, which we wondered if they would try to get McBride and company a little bit more involved. That's going to pay big dividends in the passing game.
And there's a pitch to the outside to Hanzo this time. He breaks one tackle, but not the second, as he loses a yard. And in speaking with head coach Harish Prasad earlier today, he said the emphasis was to keep balance on offense and get the run game going. And so you're seeing that here in the second half, Cam.
Yeah, from what I could really tell in that first half, they got behind and had to play catch up and really had to go almost pass, and it just wasn't working.
South drops back to pocket, collapsing, and makes an awesome throw there. Xavier Solomon, the pressure was coming from the outside. It was right there as soon as he threw the ball. I'm sure he got hit. And what a throw to the tight end, Xavier Solomon. Watch this replay, Cameron.
Yeah, Matt South couldn't have held that ball a nanosecond longer. I mean, it was almost sack-worthy right there. We almost saw a nice defensive play for Charleston. Instead, South delivers a really nice play to Solomon, and now you're starting to see this Charleston defense getting a little bit confused, and Carolina starting to take advantage here.
1st and 10 from inside the 25-yard line. McBride getting a couple of yards on that run. And Matt South, I mean, so far on this first drive in the second half, the adjustments, whatever Harish Prasad said in the locker room, seems to be working so far.
Well, I love the balance. I think that we're seeing a really good balance, a good mix of pass run, much more even than what we've seen before. And I think that it's working. The offensive line is also playing a lot better.
Ike McBride hands it off. She just bruises her way through as she gets a gain of about 5, and that's going to set up 3rd and 3.
And now really you have seen success. They almost became one-dimensional in that first half as they were just so pass-heavy, and kind of Charleston knew what to expect. Now 3rd and 3, they could go either way. They could try a nice pass opportunity here, or they could keep with the halfbacks.
Split back formation here. Let's see which one they go to. There is that pitch that I was talking about before, as McBride is going to be short, and Jack Brown, the 5-time All-Star, right there to make a play.
That was nice. 6'5", 254 pounds, and he put it all 254 right there on the runner. And that's a big-time play by Charleston coming up and keeping Carolina out of this end zone.
I snap a good hold. The kick is up and good. So Carolina inching closer in this ball game, as now it's a 14-10 game. Charleston still with the lead.
Yeah, exactly. And a really nice kick here. Just perfectly angled, as you can see, right down the middle of the uprights. And And you're right, they are beginning to chip away. It's going to be important for Charleston to come out and now put some points on the board. We're starting to see a little bit of a drought in their offensive productivity. Like I said, they went for it there on that fourth down instead of trying to do a field goal attempt. And since then, we haven't seen them really be able to do a whole lot, really able to move the ball. Let's see what they can do this time.
And that's going to be past the 25, past the 30, as that's going to be down at the 32-yard line. And now available free to download. You can play the SFL video game on the go on the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus, an emulator for 4K23 in the palm of your hand. Order your Retroid today at GoRetroid.com. Search SFL and download our mod at simulationfl.net/4K23. Retroid, the official console of the SFL, as mine is actually right now, Cameron, in my hand, watching a future sim of the Ramblers versus the Legend. So already putting in work for next week. So 1st and 10, offset eye for the Predators. As you are going to see 3 wide receivers on the field. There's a pitch to the outside. That's Reed again.
Ooh.
And this time that play does not work, as Monty Wyatt was right there for the tackle for loss.
Yeah, they certainly didn't have the same result that they did when that play was earlier. And again, credit to Monty White and a couple other fellow Skyhawks who came in there. Really, that play just was kind of blown up from the start. And again, something that we've not been able to see out of the last couple of series of Charleston, that offensive productivity out of the backfield.
And pressure trying to get it around to the outside, but this time they hit Benjamin Warner, and that's going to set up 3rd and 5. Carolina's defense so far in this second half, Cameron's been looking pretty good.
Sure have. They've really been locking down on these receivers, and it almost looked like Warner and a couple others was just roaming free that entire first half. They really couldn't get a coverage on them at all that worked to their liking. A different story here this second half.
3rd and 5, I formation set out of the spread. Let's see if they're able to convert. Lakeman drops back, looking over the middle. That is caught. That is going to be a first down. This time it is Honus Adobe. His first catch is a big one. It extends the drive.
And we said that was going to be critical if Charleston wanted to not only maintain this lead, but win this game, Chad. It's important that they continue to spread that ball around. Yeah, they did a great job earlier in this game with Saren Storm and Warner, as we talked about, and a handful of others there that have came in and made some big-time plays. But it's important to get all of your wide receivers involved. That's just going to make it harder for Carolina to really game plan here and know who they need to hone in on.
And that's going to be 1st and 10, as they are going to go in that quad set. They usually use it for 3rd down, but this time they're doing it for 1st, as that's going to be Ricky Spider on the slant route, and that's going to be a 1st down, as now you're starting to see these other receivers getting catches here, Dave.
Yes, you are, and an absolutely fantastic slant route right there. I loved it. Just a quick drop back, and look at that. That ball is out just a handful of seconds and right into the hands of Ricky Spider. That was a great play. Really good play call.
Yeah, we've been talking about it. We talked about it actually at the beginning of this quarter, was if you're going to see Adobe, Reed, or even Spider get a catch. And so far, Adobe and Spider on this drive with the catch. So Lakeman's starting to trust his other targets besides Benjamin Warner, who is now the man in motion, as you're going to see Hatley follow him closely. As that's going to be a handoff to Nick Hoagland. He's able to get up the middle there and maybe get a gain of about 4 or 5, as they're going to mark him for a 4-yard gain.
And I think that is critical, Chad, as just to kind of touch on that topic that you were discussing there, getting these wide receivers active. That a team like Carolina, they're 4-2 for a reason. They're really good at adjustments, and they're quick to catch on to things that another team is doing. So it's important they keep them on their toes.
And Sarah Storm getting through that line and getting the 1st down, a very hard-fought 1st down there for Sarah Storm.
Yeah, it was. We saw Sarah Storm more productive in the passing game out of the backfield with screens and such, but that was just a good physical run. A good block, too, right there by Sutherland coming in and allowing Storm the opportunity to gain a couple of more yards right there. Important yards for that 1st down.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that replay, I was going to shout out to Terrell Sutherland there on that block, and you did it for me. So great job there, partner, as that is going to be an offset eye. It's going to be a handoff to Hoagland, and he was able to break that first tackle, but big-time tackle there by the defense, because if they weren't there, he had some green in front of him.
He sure did, and we have already seen that in this game, Chad, what Hoagland can do out in open field territory, and I'm sure Carolina did not want to have flashbacks of that again.
High formation set, one wide receiver at the top of the screen, 2nd and 6. As this could be a run, it is indeed, as Nick Hoagland gets up the middle, and Wyatt laying a big hit there on Nick Hoagland, and that's going to be 3rd and short.
Monty White coming in and just laying the spear right there to Hoagland, and this sets up a very critical 3rd down because, of course, they're in, red zone territory right here, just barely, of course. You want to keep this drive alive, but also you don't want to turn the ball over either.
And there it is, Sarah Storm getting that 1st down just enough to get that first and maybe a yard or 2 more as Charleston just methodically going down the field here, Cameron.
I thought that was a great call. That was conservative, but, that showed that you had trust in your offensive line and in your backfield. And it wasn't too risky either. Job well done.
Charleston inching closer here in the red zone. There's a handoff to Hoagland, and nice play there by the defense. That was Christopher Colon there with the tackle.
Great job by Colon. And the thing is, truly, what about it, it really amazes me is Carolina had 4 up on the defensive line, and then they brought 2 more on the blitz. So they knew what was coming there. Might would have been a good job for Charleston to have audibled out of that one.
Yep, that was his first tackle for loss on the night there for Cologne, as they're going to send their tight end in motion. 2nd and 11, needing to get to about the 6-yard line here for a 1st down. As that is going to be a handoff. Actually, it's going to be a fake. Lakeman drops back. The pressure getting to him in the middle. Looking over and throws it into quadruple coverage towards Davius Reed, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, that was a risky throw right there. He had plenty of time and felt very adamant about getting that one to Reed, but just too many Skyhawks there swarming the back of the end zone. Luckily for them, that one falls harmlessly to the ground.
Yeah, it looked like he actually had triple coverage right there, and the 4th guy came in after the fact. But they'll go back to that quad formation here once again. It's usually been a check down in this situation because Carolina was able to bring pressure. Let's see if it's going to be the same result, as Reed is going to be the man in motion. And let's see if Sarah Storm is the main target. 5 seconds to go on the play clock. Lakeman drops back, and it is going to be Sarah Storm is the main target with the spin move, and a little early premature spin move there, Saren, as he did not get enough for the 1st down, and that's going to set up 4th down.
I think the setup was good. That's what we've seen them be so effective at this entire night. But, I think that Storm anticipated a would-be tackle there, and it didn't develop. And instead, the defender stayed upright, and that's going to force a field goal attempt.
Yeah, this offense of Charleston, when it comes to 3rd and 4th down, is just not diverse enough. As that kick is going to be up and good. So Charleston extending their lead is still a one-score game here.
I think truly I would have loved to have seen them maybe go back to that slant route that we saw work a couple of plays earlier to Warner. That would have been a good place to have tried that, in my opinion. Obviously, I'm up here, not down there, Chad.
Yeah, exactly right. We're up here in the booth, and that's going to do it here for the 3rd quarter. Charleston with a 7-point lead. Get your 4s in the chat. We'll be right back here on SFL on YouTube.
The Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
And we are back here at Robert Small Stadium. Chad, Roland, Cameron Duty in the booth tonight. Ike McBride and Josh Durr making us very smart on this broadcast. Thank you guys for all your hard work, as Cameron Irvine doing even more work producing everything behind the scenes. Thank you, Cam, for all the hard work you do for not just this game, but for every game, as Carolina is going to start with the ball here. A very good field position there, Cameron, on the 31.
Yeah, nice job of coming out there with that one and bringing it up to the 30. If you're Carolina right here, you want to see more of what you saw earlier. I will give Charleston a little bit of credit. That was a pretty good little drive that they just finished up. It took a lot of time off of the clock. Obviously, there's still plenty of time, and it's still a one-score game. But I tell you what, now you get down to this 4th quarter, and a little bit of urgency begins to creep in when you're playing down by 7 against the defense that's been stiff so far.
Yep, and the good news is they are only down 7. So Carolina looking for an opportunity here to tie this ball game up. Riley Quintero, that is, I feel like somebody that needs to get some more looks here. 3 targets tonight so far, but he does have a big one, 2 for 59 yards. As McBride getting caught up behind the line, and that's going to be a loss of a yard, as that's going to set up 2nd and 11.
Yeah, just really nowhere to go and a good defensive stop right there. But you did mention it, Chad. Absolutely, it's important right here. It's imperative that they come out with a good drive right here to start this 4th quarter.
South drops back, looking for the quick throw, and there he is, Riley Quintero with the quick slant route, and that's going to be a 1st down for Carolina.
We've called his name a couple of times in this game. We've even mentioned at times while we hadn't called it more. But now you're starting to see Quintero really get involved in this game as it goes on. And you know something, Chad, something we haven't mentioned yet. Wouldn't it be interesting if this game comes down to that missed field goal opportunity? Charleston could be up by 10 instead of they went on that 4th down.
That is something we'll definitely have to look into, partner, as this is going to be 1st and 10, 3 wide set. As that is going to be a handoff to McBride, as she's going to try to get her way through, but no holes were opened up, as Charleston's defense once again with a good stop.
Yeah, a good job. Good job of that defensive line getting in. We said that they were going to have a big game. Thomas Matthews, Anthony Robertson, just to name a few, Robert Cherry, and John Lally there, all doing a nice job up on the line this evening.
South drops back. He's going to hit the check down to Ike McBride, and she is not going to be able to get through that. That's a great open field tackle there by Khalil Thomas, the linebacker, and we are going to head to the SFL studios for a game break with Cameron Irvine. Cam, take it away.
Thank you, Chad. Buford Van Dam, 39 yards on 9 carries in his first career touchdown. Keeps Mexico City in it. They just started the 4th quarter, but Alamo City is in the red zone. 17-14 in the 4th. Back to you.
Mexico City showing life down there in Texas, as this is going to be 3rd and 4, and Carolina starting to show life, but these Charleston Predator fans are on their feet for the Corbin Cup, trying to get it for the first time since season 18. Matt South drops back, overthrows Chase Earl, and that's going to be a 4th down.
And I think what it was I think they felt the pressure coming around the edge on that backside there of Matt South, as he probably felt that getting to him, the pocket collapsing just a little bit. And I think he was forced to throw that pass a little bit earlier than what he might have been wanting to do, because that one just sailed on him. The route looked like it was there, just wasn't ready and fully developed.
Carolina was starting to move that ball a little bit, getting close to midfield, but was able to be stopped, as that is going to go into the end zone for a touchback, as it is going to set them up on the 20. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore the library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com, as John Lakeman and this Predator offense coming back out to try and extend this lead. Even just trying to get 3 points will help extend it, as Reed on that pitch, and for the 2nd time tonight, it has not worked.
Yeah, it certainly didn't work at all. A really nice job right there of Skippy Curtis. She came up and made a really nice stop. Now, like you said, a field goal right now would be huge. 10 points in this game. I mean, with time winding as it is, gosh, that would be big for their chances of getting this Corbin Cup.
2 wide set, as they're going to send Murphy on motion to the other side, and maybe trying to provide some additional blocking there for Sarah Storm, as that is going to be indeed what they do. A handoff to Storm, is able to spin to the outside, but Carolina corralling him, led there by Siobhan Prasad with the tackle.
And you think about also what this could do if Charleston can come away with the win here. You know, they're at the bottom of that Atlantic Division, whereas you've got Carolina sitting on top. You know, this could have big implications, honestly, all across the board. One thing that gets Charleston back into it, and that also causes Baltimore out there to breathe right down Carolina's neck if they actually lose this one.
Lakeman drops back, moves a little bit to the right, looking down the field, and there's Benjamin Warner. How did he make that catch? Davidson Joseph was on him like glue and was able to just make that catch beautifully. Let's look at this replay.
Glue could have been how he caught that. That's one thing I can figure, how he made that stick. I mean, What a fantastic play right there, and it happened so fast. But boy, just a nice job of having eyes on that pass and knowing to get up, to get his hands up. He knew he was going to take the hit, and boy, he took a big one. But a nice job of holding on to that football after that wonderful reception as well.
I mean, if you're head coach Harish Prasad watching that, I mean, you can't say anything else about it. I mean, he was right there, defended that play perfectly. Just Warner made the catch as Lakeman drops back, and he's going to look to the outside for his fullback, Terrell Sutherland, and he maybe gets 3 yards on the play.
Yeah, exactly. There's not a lot that you can really say. I mean, the defensive coverage was there. We have saw that a couple of times tonight, Chad, where the defense had the right call, but it was just really the will of the player and the strength of powering through the play that honestly really made the difference.
And that's going to bring up 2nd and 7, 2 wide set as designed rollout throw, and the pressure was getting right to him, but made a good throw. That was to the tight end, Brian Murphy, his 4th catch of the night.
I like that call right there, and now you start to send Lakeman out on a couple of rollouts. What that does, that buys him some time, allows him to scan the field a little bit more, and it allows beautiful juke moves like that. Just a nice job right there of Brian Murphy coming in with that, as we said, that little bit of a juke move. I think that was Mojo McClain that he kind of burnt there. And a nice job. Again, Murphy's came up huge in this game multiple times.
1st and 10, just under 5.5 minutes to go in the ball game. As Lakeman's going to drop back, he's going to look for the check down for Hoagland, and a gang of Skyhawks right there to make the tackle. Davidson Joseph right there being one of them.
Yep, Joseph, we've called that name a couple of times in this game tonight. Another nice job. Now, this is a big-time drive right here. They're starting to inch their way into that field goal territory. You need a little bit more, though, just in case. But, yeah, if they can get the yardage here, this is a big-time drive.
Design throw there. They're going to get to the outside, and there's Murphy once again. And you got to give credit on that play to Nick Hoagland because Hoagland stayed in and blocked. If they do show the replay, watch it. Well, it's not going to show him, but Hoagland made a nice block because there was some pressure getting to Lake.
Yeah, he did, and that was something I'm glad you mentioned at that time, my friend, because that gave Lakeman just enough time to stand in there and deliver a strike because the pressure was coming. They had, again, a pretty good defense on that. Of course, they brought the pressure and kind of died by it there in the secondary.
And that is going to be tipped away by the defense. It was a quick throw as it looks like Mojo McClain there on the pass deflection. Once again, his 2nd of the night.
Yeah, nice job of McClain right there. Obviously, you love to see him be able to bring those in, but I got to say that's a nice job of deflecting that one. And good defensive pressure.
This has got to be a defensive stand here for Carolina. They're already in field goal range. Lakeman drops back. Carolina maybe trying to look for a turnover. Pressure getting from the backside, and that is going to be caught. That's not going to help. That is down inside the 5. Benjamin Warner wide open.
This could be the drive that seals it for Charleston. That may be a little bit early for me to say that, but the way that they're playing right now, for one, that rollout by Jonathan Lakeman has really changed the complexion of this 4th quarter. In doing so, that's allowed him to roll out and give his receivers a much better opportunity of getting open. It just extends the play, and Carolina can't respond to it right now.
Over 100 yards receiving tonight for Benjamin Warner so far on 6 catches. As it's going to be 1st and goal, an opportunity for Charleston as they drop back looking, and he overthrows his target by a mile.
He did. I think it was indeed Warner that he was going for right there, I believe. And he just, like I said, just that one got away from him there. But he had a step on the receiver. I think that could have been a very beneficial play.
Yeah, it looked like John Lakeman was trying to throw that to North Carolina, not realizing he's in South Carolina. 2nd and goal, heavy I formation set. There's the handoff to Sarah Storm, and he gets in, and that's a big-time score here late in the 4th quarter for Sarah Storm.
Put you up 14 with the extra point, and I tell you what, the odds of getting that Corbin Cup back in Charleston is looking really, really good. And good for Sarah Storm. Sarah Storm has really worked his tail off all game long, and nice to see him get in the end zone and finish the drive out like that. So just, again, another nice job by this Charleston offense, which has really played the game of a lifetime tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Sarah Storm, 30 yards as the kick is up and good, 24-10. Storm 30 yards rushing tonight, but 62 yards receiving on 8 catches. So all around, almost a 100-yard game here for Storm tonight. As Carolina, I mean, here you are. You're down 24-10 here in the Corbin Cup against your division rival. You have got to get some offense going here, and you got to get something going quick.
Yeah, you most certainly do.
And that is going to be received just inside the end zone. There's a spin move, and he's going to get to the outside. Wait a minute, this could be something interesting. And he's going to get to the 40. He gets to the line, but they're going to take it out at the 47 as one of the backup wide receivers with the return.
Just so happened they had the corner right there. You know, Charleston did. They had the corner on him and just forced him out of bounds, because I'm telling you what, that was a heck of a run. And really that sets Carolina up in a great position here. And really, with enough time, 3 minutes and 52 seconds left in this game, they've only got, 53 yards to go. If they can get a quick strike, this thing isn't over.
I mean, we have already seen them get a quick strike, 29 seconds on that one drive for the only touchdown they have, as Matt South drops back looking. And that is going to be, tipped away. And that's a big turnover. Tipped away, intercepted by J.W. Hartshorn. And that's going to be down to the 35, as Corey Menner was the one who tipped that away. And I'll tell you what, I guarantee Jacob Clear, the head coach, is very happy, because he also said to me earlier he was just hoping that Corey would do something this week.
Well, Jacob's probably doing a cartwheel just like that cheerleader we just seen after that interception. I got to tell you something, though. That was a great play right there by Menor. And then Hartshorn coming up big, just like you mentioned. The concentration that he displayed watching that ball, knowing that it was still in the air, and then lunging forward and really making a fingertip interception. Man, that's the stuff that football games are made of right there. Fantastic job, and plays like that is why they're leading by 14 in this game.
And that is going to be a pitch to the outside to Saren Storm, as Monty Wyatt there on the tackle. And I mean, you got to give Charleston credit. We talked about how good this pass defense is in Charleston, and right there proved it. Menor making a tremendous play. Hartshorn able to show the concentration and getting what could be a game-sealing pick on that play, Cameron.
That's exactly right, Chad. And this, if they do win, this will be their third of the season. It's all around, though, been the best game that they have played this season. Both the offensive output has matched the stellar defensive play. And I tell you what, if this team can get consistent, man, that's putting a lot of people on upset alert.
2nd and 11, the play clock winding down at 3 minutes to go. And this is kind of interesting. Did they just get a delay a game?
I think they did.
Very interesting situation there, as they had plenty of time to snap it, but they did not.
Plenty of time, and they sent a man in motion. And at one point in time, though, kind of surprised that you didn't see a coach, coming down the sidelines, calling for the timeout there. And nevertheless, now it's going to be a 2nd and long for them.
Yeah, interesting that they were able to just not call a timeout instead of losing the 5 yards. That's going to be a handoff to Nick Hoagland. He's going to try to race that, and he does get it back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's going to be 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10, indeed. Yeah, the one thing that they had working in their favor, they did get that penalty, but like you see, creeping into field goal range once more out here. They obviously need a little bit more to do that, but if they can get let's say 8 or 9 of the 10 yards, maybe you see an outside chance at a long field goal, or maybe you want to pin them back. The time is running out. That is the thing right now. Time is not on Carolina's side. So whatever Charleston does here, they need to keep that clock running.
Yeah, they're going to be able to get this snapped with a little bit to go, as you're probably at 2:16, 2:15 left, as that is going to be a handoff to Storm. He's going to break a few tackles and get just short of the first down, as that's going to set up 4th down here for them, as I would assume they will try to just kick the field goal.
That's what I'm thinking. Christopher Colon there coming in on that stop, really wrestling him down before Storm could get any further. Now, this is interesting. You expect them to try the field goal attempt right here. Of course, they'll have a little bit of time to think it over.
And we got the 2-minute warning here in Charleston. Charleston is 2 minutes away from securing the Corbin Cup for the first time since season 18. We'll be right back here on SFL on YouTube.
But you know, Chad, it wouldn't have surprised me at all if they tried to go for it. They're aggressive on their 4th and shorts, but I think this is the better option.
Yeah, this is definitely the better option for sure. As good snap, good hold. The kick is up and good. So Charleston extends their lead even more here at home. This crowd is going nuts. They'll even remember what the Corbin Cup looks like. It's been so long, as the kick is up and good. And I'm actually not even sure what the Corbin Cup even looks like, to be honest, Cameron.
Well, they're just about to get reintroduced to it. And that was a really nice field goal kick right there. A little bit of wind, not much. Literally right down the center, just a line drive. And I tell you what, Charleston, this stadium is buzzing right now. Everybody just having a good time that's wearing the black and red anyway. Carolina fans, not so much.
As that's going to be received just inside the end zone. It's going to be past the 20. And an interesting return up to about the 25, 26-yard line. As we're going to get a score update here. ACA opened it back up there in the fourth quarter. 31-14. The game looks like it's getting away there from Mexico City, Cam.
Yeah, Mexico City still really searching for that first win. And at times tonight it looked like it was going to be able to come together, but Alamo City just proving too strong. So really disheartening there for the Aztecs for sure.
5 wide set here as DeSantis goes in motion. Carolina looking for just some pride here as Matt South drops back, looking, and that's going to be tipped away, intended for Xavier Solomon.
You know, that's something that we can credit. There's a lot of things we can credit this Charleston defense to tonight, but one of them being they never allowed Matt South a lot of time to get comfortable back there in the pocket. We know what the guy can do when he has plenty of time and an opportunity to get comfortable in a game setting. He didn't today. Charleston really did a nice job of taking that away.
Yeah, I mean, Charleston only getting credited with 1 sack by Thomas Matthews, but there's been pressure all night long at Matt South. And I got to tell you, I mean, even looking at the stats here as Carolina burns their first time out, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pass deflections tonight by the Charleston defense. Yes. 4 of them being in the secondary. That's a huge stat to talk about.
Yeah, and we saw them run the 4-3 a lot on defense. So they've been playing back in coverage and just doing a good job of, like you said, swatting that ball down and coming up with an interception tonight as well.
And there's a pass, a nice little look like a comeback route over there to Chase Earl as he gets a first down. And that's going to burn the second time out for Carolina.
Well, Charleston, having to stop them there. Carolina able to advance to keep the drive alive. But I'll tell you what, they didn't let him get any bit more yardage and had to burn a timeout. So, in essence, that actually kind of works in Charleston's favor as they had to burn another timeout.
4 wide receivers here for Carolina. First down as South drops back, looking and tipped away by the defender. That actually looked like Sam Blotner there on the deflection.
Yeah, Blotner, we've called his name a couple of times tonight, and I got to tell you, they're just having fun out there. You can tell it. They know this Corbin Cup is coming home to South Carolina, and they're just really enjoying the last few minutes trying to get the job done of this game. Boy, this defense looks really confident.
2nd and 10, as they are going to send what looks like Prasad in motion. As you're just kind of hoping maybe Carolina can string together something for pride's sake, because that's going to be over the middle. That's Vince DeSantis. They're short, and that's going to be the final timeout here for Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, Charleston's just allowing them to have the little dink and dunks over the middle or out in the flat, not enough to accumulate to anything. And in turn, what it's doing is making them have to burn all those timeouts. And I really do, like you said, a lot of it is for pride and to get some points on the board, but you expect them to at least look a little further downfield as well.
And Matt South looking down the field, and there it is right there. Chase Earl being just smothered over there by Mark Martin. And they're going to go no huddle, 1st and 10, as Matt South drops back, looking down the sideline, tipped away. That was actually in the hands of Quintero. But I think Minner was right there to make the hit.
Yeah, Minner literally just laid the spear on Quintero there, just not allowing him to come up with that reception there. And And so they'll go back to it here on second down. But, yeah, I knew at some point, you got to look downfield. You got to take a couple shots if you hope to have a glimmer of opportunity in this game.
2nd and 10 here for the Skyhawks. As Matt South drops back, looking, had a man open if he would have just thrown it a little sooner. But his bang play, Stamango was there with the incompletion.
Yes, Stamango just really had enough time, like you said. Had South been able to get rid of that one a little bit earlier, I don't think Stamango would have had time to get over there to deflect that, but really a nice defensive play.
5 wide set here, empty backfield for the Skyhawks as they're going to send DeSantis in motion. They've got to get to the 24-yard line for a first down. As that line is unofficial, as South drops back, pressure getting to him. And that's going to be intercepted. That is Hartshorn once again with the pick. That's his second one of the night.
Yeah, Hartshorn making a play for player of the game, to be honest with you there. Wonderful job coming up. And take a look at that. Oh, yeah, he just read South's eyes. Matt South really didn't look anywhere other than that direction. And when Hartshorn see it, when he seen it, he knew he was going to get that ball or at least get an opportunity at it. So he just cut off the route there and went up for the interception. And that right there is going to bring the Corbin Cup to South Carolina.
He had to use every single ounce of his 6'3" frame to make that pick. And Charleston, as we've already been talking about, they are a minute away and the clock is running down. The Corbin Cup will be coming back to South Carolina as Charleston with an impressive victory here against the 4-2 Carolina Skyhawks. And this division, Cameron, as we talked about before, is getting a little bit more interesting, right? Coming into this game in the Atlantic Division, I mean, Carolina was in the lead of 4-2. Now they dropped to 4-3. Baltimore, I believe, with the victory, going to 4-3. So there's a tie right there. And DC and Charleston tied up there at the bottom at 3-4.
It's not out of the realm of possibility. Honest to goodness, Charleston really is putting this entire division and more like this league on notice with a game like tonight. Like you said, this is tightening things up. Carolina got to be a little bit worried just about the lack of offensive output tonight. But I have to say this about Charleston's defense. Finally, the defense and offense, as we said, they synced up. And if they can get on a run, watch out. This could be good. This is going to be some good football the next few weeks, Chad.
Yeah, Charleston with a bye week next week, and then they'll be facing against Baltimore, another division game. That could be a very good one as well, as this will do it. The Corbin Cup is coming home to South Carolina as the Charleston Predators with the victory 27-10. Cameron, what was your last thought of this game tonight?
An interesting stat line I want to mention. Charleston scored every single quarter. That's impressive.
Wow.
That's very impressive on an offense that we were concerned about coming into this game. But I tell you what, they did a nice job. And really just total team effort on both sides of the football. Like I said, Charleston's going to be feeling really good about themselves. Yeah, you had a great job at Jonathan Lakeman there. You take a look at the stats. Time of possession was huge, 25 minutes to Carolina's 14. You can't win a game if you can't hold on to the football. Lakeman, a fantastic job also protecting the ball. No interceptions to Matt South, 3. Those are some big things we didn't get a chance to talk about earlier. And, of course, the rushing game. Darren Storm coming up with a big touchdown, and it was in the receiving game that Charleston really did their best work with Warner and Murphy coming up with big-time receptions. If I have to pick a player of the game, I got to give it to Murphy for those 2 touchdowns. Those were huge and set the tone for the remainder of this game, Chad. This one was fun.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few players I want to mention. Darren Storm, obviously, right at pretty much 100 yards total offense tonight for him. Benjamin Warner over 100 yards receiving. J.W. Hartshorn, there were 2 picks. That was big time there for them. And that will do it here. Thank you to Josh Durr and Ike McBride and the Stats Truck and Cameron Irvine producing. For Cameron Duty, this is Chad Rowland signing off here at Robert Smalls Memorial Stadium. Charleston, congratulations on winning the Corbin Cup. Good night, everyone.